Greetings, everyone. I hope that you are doing well within your space and time. And if you are not, we have many resources on the website that may help with these challenges. But guess what? Due to your support, your memberships, and the multitude of help from those seen and unseen, we are now looking for a larger space. A space that will not just be for orders, because we already have that, but a space that is dedicated toward the meditations, research, classes, and the one-on-one time many of you need to have those balancing conversations so that we can do away with what has held some of us back so that we may approach each day stronger than before. Chicago, also called Chicago by the Potawatomi natives, is a fascinating place full of power, mystique, ancient in origin, and still has many secrets that has yet to be revealed. Chicago as we know it today was founded by Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable on behalf of the French. Nestled snugly in the embrace of the Chicago vortex, and many of you feel this, as when you arrived here to come to Medicenter events or just to meet me for a consultation, the energy beckoned you to stay, to make a home, your home. As such, this is what a Metacenter calls home, and is your home away from home. We are now in the process of opening a new location. I've been meeting with realtors, visiting locations in and around downtown, as well as the suburbs, trying to locate us a space that is not too costly, but will serve all of our needs. I would like you to join me on this journey, as this will be the place you'll be coming to. So we all need to make sure it is appropriate cosmetically, structurally, and financially. So before we dive into the first space, this process can get quite involved. Even though I have been through this process before, we need help. So whether it may be labor, design, or those who want to help with this process financially, as we all benefit. On the screen, you'll find our phone number, email, Zelle, Cash App, and postal address. We appreciate any and all support you are willing to share. Now let's get into it. Okay, so what you see here is that I had arrived at this location, and I was just kind of just observing the area, walking around. As you can tell, this is an industrial area. I was looking at locations in industrial areas, as well as your typical office blocks and so forth, in and around the downtown area. The reason why I looked at industrial areas as well is because you get a lot more for the space. Okay, so the cost per square foot of usable square feet tends to be much less, and it could be a block away from an office block. Okay, so I'm just looking around, just kind of trying to get footage also for you all, because I knew that I was going to show this to you all, sometime in the future. At this point, I visited probably around 3 spaces, which are not even worth showing at all. This was the better of those 3 spaces in this industrial area. All right, so yeah, so I'm just looking through, and then here, all right, so now you see me walking up to the door. The gentleman who I met here was very, he explained everything that was needed about the space. I didn't know that it was actually occupied at this time, and the tenant may or may not actually be moving. Okay, so I came across quite a few of those as well, where the managers or the owners of the spaces had tenants already in it who were either going to move in 30 or 60 days, or were thinking to move, and the owner or managers wanted to get ahead of it by showing the space. Of course, we're looking to do this ASAP. I've been casually looking since mid-July, and so now it's starting to pick up, and I'm narrowing down spaces and so forth. So this space did have an elevator, but we took the stairs up at first. It's on the 4th floor. And so as here now, we're walking to the space here. He's showing the elevator there, which is the freight elevator into the space. Now, of course, I'm considering many different aspects of this, which is, location. Many of you all would have to obviously walk up to the space. And so how comfortable is that? How does it look cosmetically? It's give and take a bit, right? Because even though, let's say, it's an industrial space. So even though it may look a certain way, when you actually got into the space itself, it can be an oasis, right? And I've seen art galleries, car kind of like museums and everything else in industrial spaces that you would never know that were there. So in this space, obviously, you see all this furniture. So, the tenant is still in the space. But this space was quite large. It could actually fit probably about, just in that open area itself, about 40, 50 people in chairs. And so, at our events now at this point, we're more like 75 plus, but still, that's a good space to hold classes in and so forth. It was already sectioned off as well. Some of I talked to you about, some of you are really good, good at what you do as far as contractor wise. And so, I should say carpenter wise. Okay. And, I reach out to you all about sectioning off certain spaces and so forth. Well, this space was already sectioned off really nicely. And so, kind of had, as I was sitting here, listening to the gentleman speak, I was kind of formulating in my mind how this space could be utilized. And so I really actually like the spaciousness of this space. Also, what was really interesting about this space, which I came across some that weren't like this, was that it was actually the advertised space. Okay, so this space here is approximately 1,200 square feet, usable square feet. Okay, and it most definitely was. If not that, it was very close to that. Okay, a lot of the spaces that we came across in these commercial areas, they may advertise, let's say 1,200 square feet, and they were really 800 square feet. Okay, when you go to spaces like this, for any of you all who may do something like this, make sure you bring your measuring tape and or some type of digital measuring device. It makes it a lot easier. Okay, so this was the first space. Overall, from this space, I still looked at many past this space, and I'm going to put out an episode a week. And so you all can see what is taking place. All right. So it was very interesting. This is a very interesting experience. As always, you always learn something new when you do something like this. And so appreciate all of you. And until the next time we speak, take care.